Gotta get over here. I gotta see gotta use my notes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Someone is in the Kitchen with Harry. We are excited today to bring you a very special broadcast. But before we get started, before I get into all the fun and the thrills and the anticipation, we'd like to thank our sponsors, WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network out in Charlotte, North Carolina. They are our proud sponsors, and support them as they support you, because as you know, if you've been following the program, this is all about helping you. Help us to help you. So if you support me, if you support WYTV7 out of Charlotte, North Carolina, it also helps you too. Now for the fun stuff. I told you that we're real excited. I normally film out of the wonderful city of Las Vegas, Nevada. Vegas, baby. Everybody wants to come to Vegas at least once. But we decided to do something unique, and we decided to hit the road early on. So we drove from the wonderful city of Las Vegas, where it actually snowed yesterday. Can you believe that, snowing in Vegas? What is this? But anyway, it snowed there, and so we came down here to Southern California to introduce some very special guests to you. So welcome everybody to the program. Our special guest we're going to have today is my brother. We are down here in Huntington Beach, California. Very beautiful down here, very quaint, very picturesque, very nice place to live. Very expensive place to live, folks. Yeah. And so yesterday we were in Corona or Eastville, Southern California, where my lovely sister lives. And as she watches this broadcast, I got to tell her, she's my favorite sister. Don't want to hurt her feelings, right? Okay, so we were there yesterday, and so today we made it just a little bit further west. Now, I'll introduce to you my brother Sam here. Sam, say hello to everybody.
Hi, viewers. How are you today?
There you go. Now, on our earlier program, our first guest, Marie Gross, says that she cannot be responsible for what I say or what I do on this program, because sometimes it just gets buck wild, folks, okay? Because we are here to have fun. We're here to speak truth. We're here to show you an awesome way to cook some fast, quick, delicious meals, because we know that everybody's life is just, we're moving at a pace like this. So our aim is to help you. So before I get started with my brother and one of his famous dishes, I have a few questions for him, but I want to share a little story. Okay. Now, I shared a story yesterday about how tight-knit we were. My family and I shared about my little nephew playing basketball with him in the garage, and I kind of took the ball from him, and, you know, we're in a basketball court, you talk trash to each other, you know, and I told him, you in my house, baby, and I was living with him and, you know, his mom and dad when I transitioned to Vegas, and when I took the ball from him and I told him, you in my house, baby, my house, he got all, like there they said, you ain't got no house, brother. Whole lot of love there. Whole lot. You got to watch that episode. If you just watch it for that little story, I promise you will be impressed. So along the same lines of love, most of us, I'm assuming, have brothers or sisters out there, and we have moments that we treasure and cherish and we hang on to. Nobody can ever take your memories from you, folks, okay? Never, ever, ever. And this is one memory that can never be taken away from me.
And mind you, this wasn't scripted. I'm waiting to see what it is myself, so.
He has no idea.
Hold on.
Pull the script out. Go ahead. So go ahead. Go ahead. Look, so this is a good one. That's a funny one, man. A funny one. I came out to visit him one time, and God, there's so many stories I can tell you that we might turn this into a comedy cooking show. I don't know. Libby, you'll have to think about that one after you see this. But anyway, I had come out to visit him, and my brother's been very successful in his life. Single man, ladies, just saying. Right now, preface. Anyway, very successful in his life, and along with success comes certain luxuries. He's always had a lot of nice cars. BMW 7 Series, Mercedes 550.
Go on.
Lexus, yeah. See, he's liking it. Right? So I convinced him he's got to go to Vegas to do some business, right? And I convinced him, God only knows there is a God, guys, trust me. I convinced him to drive with me back to Las Vegas. Now I got this little, like, 1998 Elantra, guys. I mean, I think the what do you call it? Baling wire. You guys call it back east. Baling wire. Hold it together, right? And so we were driving along, and we had a good start. We were laughing, we were joking, and a lot of times when he and I get together, we look at each other, we lose it, and we say the stupidest things, guys. But we are laughing our butts off.
It was a 4-hour drive. It seemed about 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably the best drive to Vegas.
Yeah.
In my entire life, I think, because it went by fast.
There it is. Yeah, straight from the horse's mouth. So he knows where I'm going with this one.
Oh yeah.
So we get to the top of this pass. Normally it takes about 15 minutes to get to the top of this pass. I think I had it floored and maybe took us, 30 minutes to get to the top of the pass. A little four-banger, you know. We get up to the top of the pass, and, you know, the music's going, and we're laughing and joking, carrying on. And all of a sudden I go, I bet your car can't do this. And he says, what? And I punch it. I just floor it. We're going downhill, and I said to him, my car gets jiggy with it at 80.
Well, I tell you what happened though. Little do you know that when the car got going so fast, I had to hold on, and the whole entire car was doing this. And let me tell you something. I was screaming, "Slow down! This thing's gonna fall apart. I'm not used to this. We can't do this. Mom needs to see us in one piece when we get home." And lo and behold, we slowed down to, well, mind you, we were doing 85 because it was downhill on about a 30-degree slope. But we finally made it, and the car stopped getting jiggy with it. And I held a gun to his head, basically, and said, "Don't ever go 90 again." But nonetheless, that was a fun trip, and thanks for the story.
Yeah. And it was really cool because I got to the bottom, and he was literally like white as a ghost and like stiff. I go, I bet your car can't do that, brother. And then the rest of the story at the bar, so you'd have to be around, and that's probably for another.
That was just the beginning.
Yeah, that was just the beginning.
Let's say that.
When we got to Vegas finally, my mom swore that we were on something, and, you know, being the good Christian gentlemen that we are, we were
high on life.
We were just high on life, man. So, Sam, this is my brother Sam, and he is going to tell you about one of his infamous, famous dishes. And as he tells you about it, I'm just going to plug him with a few questions and stuff, and then we're going to bring it out. We have it prepared. We have still pictures. We're going to post on our website. The still pictures will show you before, during, and after, and we're also going to list the recipe right there. And guys, remember, this is our way of giving back. This is our way of sharing. I shared with you early on that that cooking is a very spiritual thing. Love, just like love is a universal connector, so is food. You can go to any country in the world, and even so you don't speak that language with somebody, you hand them a plate of food, they hand you a plate of food, you just connected. And you may just sit down and look and go, yeah, good, and start laughing, whatever it takes, but it connects you, okay? And so we're all about giving back, connecting with you, making your life easier. So connect with us while we connect with you. I'm gonna let Sam explain his signature dish that he's prepared for you.
Well, thank you. Well, thanks for having me here. Appreciate it. And one of the things that as we grew up, we come from a pretty big family, and the universal, I guess, standing in our family was that you never came to another family member's or a party empty-handed. Where you don't have much, what you always had was a roof over our head and food in our mouths, basically. Amen. And then sharing that was, and I guess we'll go back to our grandfather, and our grandfather always said it was an honor to serve. And what he meant by that was serving is either you're serving food, you're serving in your kindness, serving and helping somebody. And again, universally for us, it's been food. So that's where we're at today. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the dish that I found. It's a Peruvian dish called Lomo Saltado. Okay, hold on a second. So our Peruvian friends, that's from Peru. Big shout out to Peruvians, okay? We gotta let you know, this is the way the show goes. It's not all about me, although a lot of the recipes so far are of my family. But if you got a recipe and you want to bring it to us and you want to share it, heck, maybe we can come to your town, your city, or we can bring you to Vegas, baby. I don't know. You know, I don't know. Libby, got money for that, girl? I don't know. Anyway, but this is what it's about. We want to share with other people. We want to bring food to the world. We want to connect with everybody, help us to help you. So before he explains something to you, his whole signature dish, I want to ask him, how long have you been cooking, bro? God, it's just probably about, I would say, 5th or 6th grade. So part of the family dynamic where we come from was picture 4 legs of a chair, and they often say that in the good book, and without it, you don't stand. So it came from meal prepping before mom came home.
We grew up in the same household, by the way.
Yeah, so we'd have to, it was a contribution level. So we all have different tasks. Some of us, we did both cooking and cleaning and do the yard, what have you. But fundamentally, we all learned how to be self-sufficient, which meant we had to pitch in with cooking. So probably since the 5th grade or so, we started cooking early on, and it became a staple of our household, and it just became fun. And honestly, I guess it became more of a way of life for us. It wasn't, we never looked at it as a task. Well, sometimes if we're playing, we had to come in and cook. We get a little bit bummed out about that. But by and large, though, we all had a role in the house, and one of which was the survival. Survival in the household meant you help each other out.
There's 5 of us.
Yeah. It was a crazy household, and but it was always fun. So we learned how to cook at an early age.
Exactly, and I shared that with you. I might start at an early age as well. I started out prepping. Mom would call and say, "Hey, get this ready, get that ready," and then by the time she came home, she'd throw it all together, and we were ready to eat. So with that said, bro, what do you say inspired you to? I mean, you said it was kind of just a way of life, which I agree with, but was there any kind of inspiration there, something that said, "Hey, I can like take this to the next level, make my own," or anything like that?
I was a lot fatter when I was younger. For one, used to love to eat the leftover king. But I think for us, though, is all the men fundamentally cooked more than the ladies did. I say that with due respect and honor, because I looked at when my grandfather used to cook or my uncle used to cook, and I wanted to be just like them, what they did. And they were my mentors in a lot of fashions. And we still are cooking some of the same dishes, which I didn't cook behind me. I've got 3 versions of 3 different things we're cooking for a party today. These recipes we've been cooking for nearly, probably say close to 50 years.
Yes, 50 and above, 50 and above.
And I think what we do is that we find recipes that you'll find out and about and kind of make it your own, like what we did today. My version of Lomo Saltado is a little bit different.
Okay, say that again, bro. Say it kind of so they can understand what you're saying, because you're a little fast.
So Lomo Saltado is a Peruvian dish. Picture a Mexican, Hawaiian, Indian cooking a Peruvian dish. It's gonna be a little bit different, but you have to find different ways to have your resources available and what you like. And then you not only will you cook it for today, you'd actually cook it for tomorrow too, because the same recipe you'll find today that you can actually chop up and throw in eggs and make machaca the next day. So that's kind of goes in line when you have a large family. You really have to watch your resources financially. You have to cook something that's stretched a long way. You do it with either rice or potatoes. You add to it, and then you find out what you do.
Applesauce.
Yeah, that too. And the next day, what are you going to do? Are you going to waste it, or are you going to use it every bit? So you would actually do something the next day with the leftovers, and then it would help us out as a big family. You look for certain types of meats that are correct financially for you guys to put in there that spreads it out if you have a large family. And the other part of it is how quick can you cook this? Prep time was probably took about, what do you say, 15 minutes,
15,
I think.
15, 20 minutes.
I'm good at it because I've been doing this for so long. At the most, maybe 20, 25 at the very most. And then cook time is about another 30 to 35 minutes. So likely within, I would say probably an hour's time from start to finish, you're actually ready to actually put this on the plate and serve your family. So.
And it smells absolutely phenomenal. Now, we have a lot of favorite dishes in our family. The recent toast, we've done our infamous ground beef tacos with potatoes, which have gone over really big. People say, "Harry, what the heck's so different about your tacos?" Especially here in LA. Taco truck on every corner. Really?
Well, let me add something to that, because now my version of that is done with turkey.
Oh, see what I'm saying? You can flavor these things up all you want, or tweak them however you want. We want to give you the basic idea that's going to help you, like you said, financially. Help you stretch the buck a little bit. Times are hard. Something good, something that you can make last. You can take one meal. You can take one chicken, and with leftovers, make possibly 2 or 3 different meals with it. Okay. We've shared the infamous spaghetti sauce over like 50 years in the making. We're going to talk to Lowry's about that too, because we're doing them a lot of justice here. And to take it simply and pour it over some fried eggs or some scrambled eggs the next day. And I like a little spice to it, so I'll put some peppers or some hot sauce and some tortillas, put them on. I mean, good. Out of this world, right? Yesterday we did the world famous Spanish pork chops, just phenomenal. And you heard my cousin say, I didn't know he was going to say this, so this is how you know it's not scripted. He said it tastes so good, makes you want to slap your grandma, right? Grandma was right there. We were like, were you supposed to say that? But it's fun, so we're here to have fun. So out of all the favorite dishes, bro, would you say that this is one of your faves?
It's a go-to, I would say.
A go-to, there you go. Hear that, ladies, gentlemen? For those of you that are cooking and you're in a hurry, off work, kids to feed, got work to do, got to go to bed, got to get early. What is it again, bro?
It's a go-to.
A go-to. Okay, so speaking of go-to, we're going to let him go to and explain to you we're gonna bring on our special tasters, okay? So have at it, bro. We're gonna switch places here.
So one of the things that we've done over the years is that, and I often wanted to open up a restaurant. It's called Everything Over Rice. So rice stretches over. And you think about it, you pot
Asian,
roast,
Pacific, Islanders, Hawaiians.
pot roast,
Hey, bro.
you have rice. You know, meat dishes, you have rice, and
We have rice with everything. We have rice and cereal.
and it's cheap, and it stretches out, and it cooks quick, and it's just fantastic ad, and it makes any meal pretty good. So.
Yeah, well, I remember when I was in the service, the military, and I told a guy how we cook things one time, and he goes, wait a minute, you have potatoes and you have rice at the same time?
Absolutely.
Are you supposed to like, well, I said, oh, no, we're Pacific Islanders, we're Hawaiians, we have rice with everything. I said, we'll put it in our cereal, we don't care.
So one of the crazy things about this dish here is that you have, not only do you have rice, and you do have potatoes. Now, when you're cooking Lomo Saltado, a lot of times they cook the potatoes in there and they get a little soggy. I like them to be a little bit more crispy, so what I do is we have this air fryer here, probably a healthier way to cook French fries.
French fries, you hear that, folks? Your kids love French fries. They'll love this dish.
And it's fantastic. So we have the dish here, and it's, so basically, again, everything over rice. But again, what it does for us, it stretches the meal out. For us, there's two things that always stretch the meal, was rice and potatoes. And that's how we came up with our turkey, our ground beef tacos. When you not only had 5 of us to feed in one house, we always had cousins around as well. So you had to really stretch it out. We got them in the audience today.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, we have to stretch a lot of these food, and oftentimes we always ate together because we're always in close proximity. And when we were younger, one of the things we had to do as a family, that when my grandmother and grandfather were here, we would have to eat on Sunday dinner with them. So if you had to go on vacation, you left for vacation Sunday after dinner. And rest assured you're back on the Saturday prior, because if you didn't make it, you're busted.
Right.
So
Excommunicated.
we did eat a lot together as a family, and our family parties consisted of, dare I say, a little bit of beer, but fundamentally everybody made their signature dish, and we all got together and we ate at the house. We didn't go out for restaurants for parties. We actually ate at home. So
the restaurant and party was at our house.
Exactly.
That's where we learned all this.
So
The men in our family, as was stated earlier, very, very domesticated. But my mom cooked, and did Auntie cook? Your mom cook at all, or was she?
Yes,
Oh, she was a cook. Oh, the baker, Auntie
I was
baker.
a prepper, I learned.
Jerry, when was the last time you had home cooked meal? You said?
It's been a while.
Yeah, early '90s. I think you
That's
called
what
it.
we're watching the show.
hold on, I see somebody peeking. Uncle, how often do you cook?
Yeah. See my uncle background going. Yeah, I did that.
And how much did you cook, Uncle? Honestly,
How much do I cook?
how much did you cook?
Back then?
Not that much.
Not that much. Great. Auntie did most of the cooking.
He did the
Yeah.
hardcore Mexican meals.
There you go.
Recipes that I could for.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
good thing. So there you go. Another gentleman in the family that can cook as well. So
Okay, so we have our meal prep here for you, and I don't maybe you can say a little. We're going to put still pictures on them. This is the finished product. We'll have pictures on the website. Now, Sam, tell us what's actually in this, so they know. Kind of break it
so
down.
it's pretty simple. It's a
and
quick.
how it was made. Okay?
Yep. Okay. So it's a quick meal to make, and for us, I use the chuck steak. Chuck steak, which we actually took a couple pictures, will be on the web, has a lot of the same characteristics of a Wagyu beef. A lot of marble to it, a lot of flavor. There's a lot of actual fluids in that meat. So with this, it's very, very juicy. And why I say that is that the chuck does that. It extrudes actually all the juices that come out of it. You don't have to add any water or anything like that.
No water, folks. No water.
So all the juice comes from the flavor of the meat, the tomatoes, the onions, and just the moisture just from cooking it. So we got chuck roast, sliced thinly. We got tomatoes. We got banana peppers, coriander, soy sauce, vinegar, a little bit of garlic, and that's pretty much it. So once you brown the meat, you let it just cook in there. And all of a sudden, I was explaining to Harry, you get the pan extremely, extremely hot, put some olive oil in there, get it browned. And once it browns on one side, you flip it, let
the
it.
meat.
Yeah, then you let the meat sit there for about 10 minutes maybe, and really let it start cooking. And all of a sudden, you see the juices come out. That's when you know it's time to put in the onions. Another 5 minutes of that, throw in the onions, let it cook in there, stir it up. And after that, you can take all the extra ingredients, again, the cumin, coriander, salt to taste, drop it in there, mix it up, let it sit for about 30 minutes. We let it set, and it's pretty much ready to go. So that's our meal. So maybe we can have our tasters come in here.
First taster's coming in. Everybody give a big round of applause for Christian. Christian, this is my nephew Christian, my other nephew.
My son.
He is Sam's son. He's his brother. The other taster here is my cousin Leah. okay? Hails from the big country of Texas, soon to succeed from the Union, right? And her wonderful husband, who we love more than her, Jerry. Now, Jerry got some stories. Jerry got some stories, but
That's another show.
I can't tell you the stories, and I can't tell you where he works because if I did, we have to kill you. I'm serious. So Jerry, Leah, and Christian, get that out. He snuck a fry in. Folks, you see that? The kids love the fries. We want you to taste this, and we just really want your honest opinion on how you feel about this.
Can I just add, our family, this was supposed to be a taster, right?
Right.
Why is it so big, Sam?
Go big or go home, baby.
This is our
Go
normal
big or
size
go home,
family,
he said.
yeah.
Woo.
Wow.
They're just keeping it real. Wow. Wow. Do you have any more of this, Sam? It's gone from wide to so big. You got any more?
The texture, the juice, if you're juice or gravy people and you enjoy the gravy and the juice, then
I put him on
this is
there.
definitely a meal for you. It's flavorful, it's amazing.
It's awesome.
And I know that if a day or two after, you heat it up, do another batch of rice, throw it over there, it's amazing.
It's even better the
It's
second
amazing.
day.
Absolutely.
It's just so different, diverse. Because like a really quick history lesson. This dish was actually made by the Chinese immigrants that came to Peru from Hong Kong and Macau.
Wow.
So there's
wow.
that's where the rice comes from, and it just kind of there's not a real way to describe how it tastes because it's a weird fusion of Southern American
It's
and
very good. Yeah.
Chinese. So it's
Oh my
really
God.
great.
Outstanding. Leah?
I have no words.
Jerry, did you hear that, bro? Did you hear that? Peter, bro, no words, bro.
Hey, it's highly approved. It's highly approved. It's very good.
Okay.
Amazing.
Outstanding. So there you have it, folks.
It is incredible.
Take your dishes with you.
Yeah, take all your
Oh,
food.
wait, sorry.
Okay. Then to take your food. So there you have it from 3 different tasters from a very young. Christian is a sophomore in high school? Freshman, excuse me. Freshman in high school.
4.0.
4.0. Right. Leah's just kind of short, so everything's kind of over her head. But yeah, you know, my cousin, I love her. You know, and Jerry's her wonderful husband. So you got it from 3 different sources there, and we have all in the background. You know, they're quietly eating. Uncle's always been very quiet, but he loved to eat. Okay, so
he stole the plate.
so let me just ask this one last question before we conclude here, and it's a question for my bro. How did you come across this recipe, Sam? How do you do things to kind of like? I guess I'm kind of answering the question, but you made this your own.
Yeah.
So how do you come across something to make it your own?
Well, it's hard to say. There's probably 10 different ways that you can run across dishes, but I happened to stumble across this. I went down to a restaurant with a friend of mine, and I said, let's hit this Peruvian joint. And I just love what it looked like, you know, and I love what it tastes like. And from there, you go to the online. There's so many avenues and resources now available to you. Go to a restaurant, taste it. Go to online and find the various recipes, try it out. But for us, we've always liked cooking. We've enjoyed it so much. It's been a part of our life. And it's come in such handy. Church outings we've gone to, I've been deemed the cook. Friends around, feeding people that may not have the resources to eat on a daily basis. You feed them. And as friends and family, it goes back to the same thing. And it's a universal connector. And for us, it's my form of giving. We've had a conversation here about the phrase, look no further. We all get God-given gifts to us, and it's up to us to use them. If you're passionate about it, for me, it was very simple. Now, if you go to a Peruvian restaurant and you have this, it's not necessarily going to taste exactly like what theirs are. But my DNA, so to speak, of how I cook has always been throwing things over rice. And for us, I put our own spin on it. I automatically stretch this out to accommodate what our restaurant, what our family does. So it's going to have my own touch to it. I enjoy it so much. But I encourage anybody, if you're really looking at cooking, go online, look at the different resources that you have, try it out. You can never fail with
Call
cooking.
us. Talk to us.
You can never fail with cooking because it's just your own masterpiece. And that's kind of how I came up with this on my own. So
Now, he said it was good. You know, it's going to have a different flavor. Now, this is from the sophomores. This was a sophomore play, Christian. Do you think he liked it, folks? I'm not really sure that he liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah. So folks, the kids love the French fries. It's a good recipe. With that said,
Harry, real quick, I'd
Sure,
like to
sure.
add something real quick.
Sure.
Everything that was cooked in here
Jerry,
was natural. There wasn't anything, a little bit of gristle, but look at Jerry too.
Jerry,
About 3 minutes.
I really didn't like it, Sam.
No.
It wasn't really that good.
Absolutely couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
But I'd highly encourage you, if you take a look at the stills on what we did today, you'll notice a couple things. Portion size, that meal itself cost under $20 for everything.
There you go.
Under $20. Everything was fresh. We used fresh onions, peppers, tomatoes, the beef. It's very simple to do. And again, there's a lot you can do with that. And again, I'm remiss to say if we didn't talk about tomorrow. Again, we talked about the second day, the flavors really kick in. So it's a good second meal. What I do with this is I chop it up thinly and I get it heated up in a pan, a little bit of butter, and get it heated up, and I scramble eggs in there. And that's our version of machaca. So now you have machaca made from the Peruvian dish the night prior, and you can actually feed your family. And again, the key is stretching it. If you want to stretch it, eggs are very inexpensive. You can put 6, 7, 8 eggs in there, and that very dish, the leftovers, is probably going to feed another 10 people again. If you stretch the eggs correctly, throw tortillas in there on the side, and now you've taken it from a Peruvian dish and somewhat making it a Mexican dish.
There you go.
So there you have it. So thank you guys very much. It was a pleasure to be with you guys today.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I'm going to close it out here. I real something real funny. One time when I was in the military, we were going back and forth with the different ethnic groups of cooking stuff. And this African-American guy was talking to one of my Mexican buddies, and he says, man, y'all food's good and everything, but what I don't understand is why y'all barbecue flour tortillas? And if you're Mexican or know anything about Mexicans, we use the barbecue to warm the tortilla up. We're not cooking the tortilla, we're warming it up. Just like the best way to make tortillas, flour tortillas, gas stove, folks.
Gas stove.
Gas stove. Gotta have a gas stove. Okay? So anyway, a little bit of sense of humor there on that note. And I just want to touch on one other thing before we close out here, something that my bro said, and as I said earlier, love is a universal connector. Food is a universal connector. Next show, I'm going to show you another universal connector, and guys, you got to tune in for it because it's going to be fun. It's going to be buck wild is what it's going to be. But he said something about look no further. I'm a God-fearing man. I believe in God. I believe in church. I believe in serving. I believe in all the stuff that probably what most of you would believe in out there that are watching this. But think about this. Look no further. A lot of the churches, guys, and I'm not putting any church down. I'm not getting on my pedestal. I'm not going to preach to you, okay? I'm going to give you some simple advice. Look no further. Oftentimes, we want to fly over the mission field. Hello. Over the mission field to get to the mission field. Mission field may be your home. Mission field could be right out your back door, right out your front door. I know a church that just went to Mexico to help down in Tijuana, I think it was. And I'm all for that, guys. I got no problem. Go do your thing. That's great. But in Vegas, where I live, I can take you to Mexico. It's about 10 minutes east of the Las Vegas Strip. So my point is, you don't necessarily have to fly over the mission field to get to the mission field. Look no further, he said. Look no further than your household, maybe taking care of your kids. Look no further than your neighbor next door, right out your front door. And oftentimes, if you feel moved by the Spirit, like he was talking earlier about some stuff with us, sometimes you're just inspired to do something. I was inspired to do this show. Yeah, I had no idea. You would ask me 6 months ago about doing that. I had no. When I got hit with this program, I had no idea there was somebody listening in the background. Oh yeah, you don't really want to know what he said. That's a different kind of show. That's like something Vegas-y will do for you sometime. So anyway, I'd like to thank my guests, my cousin Leah, my cousin Jerry, my nephew Christian. Let's give them all a big hand. There you go. Have brother. My brother Sam and his special meal. My Uncle Louie in the background. He's waving to us right now. Viva la raza, Uncle. Uncle Stone Cold Mexican. man.
Aloha, depending on-
Yeah, aloha, you know, whatever. You know, oh no, delicious, bye. So with that said, we'd like to thank our very special supporters and sponsors, WYTV7 out of Charlotte, North Carolina. We hope you all enjoyed the show. Stay tuned for the next show because I promise you, just like the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, that little Trinity thing there, okay? Just gonna throw this in. Love, okay? Food. Tune in next show. We'll tell you what the third one is, okay? Thank you very much. Bye. Thanks for joining us. Take
Bye,
care.
thank you.
Woo! All right.